Hey, Randy. Awesome, cool. Okay, I'm recording, so we're gonna get started here. Let me screen share with you all. Desktop, share screen. Okay, you don't wanna see that. Here's my keynotes. Okay, hi everybody. I'm super excited to have you all on tonight. You are all Silver Ambassadors, which is kudos to you. Congratulations. Some of you may have just reached silver. Some of you may be silver and really pushing for gold. Either way, I'm really excited that you guys have joined me tonight for this getting to gold training. I think you guys are going to walk away with a lot of not just practical tips to get you to gold, but hopefully build some belief in you and give you a little bit of leadership skills. Because when you reach gold, that's really that's a big leap from silver, first of all. And then you have this team. Gold means you have about 20 people on your team at least. And that's a large group of people that you are in charge of leading. So my hope for tonight for you guys is, one, to build your belief even further than or more than it already is, because I'm sure the reason you're on tonight is because you have some belief in this company. These products work. They do what they say they're going to do. This compensation plan is amazing. And I want you to walk away with some leadership skills and a real game plan on getting yourself to gold. So again, just use that chat box if you have any questions as I'm going through. I'm going to try to keep this to an hour. And sometimes I get on tangents, so don't let me get distracted. So here we go. For those of you that don't know me or have never been on a training with me before, my name is Stephanie Murray. I'm an Emerald Ambassador. I recognize most of you guys, so I think you know who I am. So I'm not going to waste your time telling my story, but feel free to jump on my YouTube page, channel, and watch some videos if you're curious about that. So let's get to it. We are going to get you to gold. So on the very practical side, the number side, most of you probably know this. I'm going to guess that most of you know this, but I just want to, I don't want to assume, and I want to make sure that I equip you. Whoa, what happened there? Equip you with somebody. Sorry, something happened on the screen. Equip you with as much knowledge as possible. Clear all drawings. Okay, that was weird. All right, so becoming a gold ambassador. Obviously, in our compensation plan, the first rank that we get recognized for is silver. So becoming silver means you have 3 ambassadors on your team. Everybody that's on this training tonight is supposed to be silver, so you should be there. So I would hope that you know how you got there. You have 3 ambassadors that joined you that had their auto qualifications turned on. That's the first step. Now, this is a really cool breakdown of, in a perfect world, how you could get to gold. And this is the power of 3. So we start with 3, we get to silver, and then in an ideal situation, we would teach and train those exact same 3 people to go out and reach silver, and teach and train those 3 people to reach silver, and that would be this diagram. This is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So you'd have 21 people, you need about 20 to get to gold. And the reason I keep saying about 20 is because at silver, it's all about the number of people, 3. At gold and above, it's all about pay points. So to reach gold, you actually need 100 pay points in your organization. So if all 20 of the first 20 people that join your team, don't decide to quit or don't turn off their AQ that month, or don't, for whatever reason, if it's a perfect world, the first 20 people that join your team, they join your team, say, what month is this? November. And then next month in December, they all purchase $100 worth of volume, then you would hit gold, because as soon as each ambassador sells $100 in volume, they produce 5 pay points. I hope you can see my mouse. So 5 times 20 would be 100 pay points. A lot of us need more than 20 people to get to gold. So this is just a great example. This is 21 people. You will have attrition. And I don't say that to scare you or deflate your dreams, but the reality is that some people are not committed like you are. A lot of people are not committed like you are to either the products and their health journey or the business. You know, they start out and they're really excited, and then life gets in the way and they just give up very easily. So you are going to have some people that kind of start to drop away. However, we can work against that, or protect ourselves from that by continuing to build the ambassador base, your team, every single month. So that's just the figures. I think you all knew that 100 points is what you need. Each one of these 20 people needs to purchase $100 in volume to produce 5 points each, which makes 100 points, which is right there. And that's gold. So I want to get on to how do we get there? So some practical steps to get you to gold. Teach and train your team to turn their auto qualification on from day one. So this is really, really important when you're signing up ambassadors, that you're telling them you never, ever, ever sign an ambassador without a welcome pack, first of all. And then when you're walking them through the sign up process, that you explain to them what that backup order is. I believe it's the second page still on our new system. Sometimes that scares people away. You know, they choose their welcome pack and then they're like, wait a minute, what? You know, I thought you said there was no minimum orders, or, you know, I don't want this other order to go through. It can seem like, oh, I'm choosing more product and I only wanted to purchase that one welcome pack. So all it takes is just being ahead of that, knowing that's coming. So when you're talking to people about when you're walking them through the sign-up process, you just tell them immediately. The next page is going to be asking you about backup orders. Don't be worried. That's nothing that's going to charge to your credit card right now. And as long as you order your own product before the 25th of next month, or you have a customer or more than one customer order from you before the 25th, you'll never have to worry about that backup order. And then you can, if you know your prospect, if there's somebody that's just going to be a wholesale buyer, you can then work with them to set up, if they want that to be unconditional, meaning their auto qualification or their backup order will go every single month, so they don't have to think about it, then you can walk them through that. But I think taking away the scary part of auto qualification is as easy as telling them what it is before they get there. Okay. Simple way to grow your points fast is to make sure you have auto qual on. The reason for that is when somebody signs up, brand new ambassador signs up, they purchase their welcome pack. If they choose to turn off if they choose not to select a backup order, then that means as soon as next month hits, if they sign up in November, as soon as we roll over into December, at midnight on December 1st, then all of those people that did not have their backup order on, they're automatically going to be a white line. White line means somebody who is dropped off, somebody who is not guaranteeing to provide you points, because if they do have their auto qualification turned on, then you can pretty much bank on the fact that on the 25th, if not sooner, they will have an order go through for $100. So that's why the fastest way to build your points up is to make sure that everybody has their auto qualification turned on when they sign up. And you always do that with everybody that you sign up, and then you teach them to do the same when they're signing up new ambassadors. Okay. All of your ambassadors on your team must be a product of the product. That is probably the most important thing about our business. I've never seen this happen on our own team personally, but I've heard horror stories that scare me to death of Plexus ambassadors, at some crazy, vendor event, and someone asks them, oh, do you take the product? Oh, no, I don't. Like, what? That is our entire business is, you take the product, you're a product of the product, and then you can share. It's so much easier to share with people your personal experience than to try to sell them some product that you've never taken. So it starts with leading by example. You have to be the product of the product, and then you teach and train your ambassadors to be products of the products. And that includes you talking to them about, I treat new ambassadors, my personal personal new ambassadors as customers for a little while. I want to make sure that I troubleshoot with them just as much as I would a customer, so that I know that they're getting the results that they want, and then they'll be more likely to share. And that also includes you helping educate them on different products that they can take and they can add to their regimen to see different results. All right. Again, this is just about welcome packs. You guys can read, but investing in your business, talking about welcome packs. Why I would never sign somebody up without a welcome pack. I've had people do it in the past just on their own. They signed up for $34.95 and like, oh yeah, I'm going to purchase a welcome pack next month when I have money. I would rather that person wait, save up the money that they need for a welcome pack, than sign up for $34.95 and not purchase a welcome pack, because that gets a little bit of skin in the game. You know, any of us can walk into Target and drop $35 on a sweater or on junk that we don't need, and it doesn't really, you know, we might regret it when we get home a little bit, but while you're eating your Oreos and sipping your, you know, hot cocoa from Target, you're not really all that worried about the $35 that you blew. If you spend $100 or $200, your skin's in the game a little more. You're more apt to stick with your commitment, to try to, you know, if people are thinking of it as an investment, people want to earn their money back. So they're going to be more willing to to be all in with the business, with taking the products, if they purchase a welcome pack. All right, so on most of these slides, I have an action step for you. So if you're taking notes, it's a good thing to write down. So at this level, before you go gold, you have a lot of control over your team. Not control, that's not the right word. You have the ability to really hone in and be very particular with your team. So right now, you can look at your organization, you go into your back office, look at your detailed genealogy report, and make sure that everybody has auto qualification turned on. If they don't, they will be a white line. And what's cool about our new back office is it has an entirely separate column that shows you what their backup volume is. You can see how much their volume is in their backup order. If they don't have it turned on, reach out to them individually. And then this was just this post your before and after pictures and testimonial on Facebook. That's all about being a product of the product. And then continuing to post on Facebook. I think we train on that enough in new ambassador training. I would hope that you guys, if you're silver ambassadors, that means that you are sharing on a regular basis, but it doesn't hurt to remind you. Those that post the most, I see, are making the most money and are ranking up in this company the quickest. So don't let that slip. All right. We're moving on. Step one to going gold is belief. You have to have unshakable belief in this company, in the products, in the company, in the realm of network marketing. It starts with you, and we're talking about gold. So gold, having 20 people under you. If you don't have belief, you can't expect the 20 people that are going to get you to gold to have belief with you. It starts with you. You have to commit. You have to draw your line in the sand and know what you're bringing to the table, okay? You have to build that confidence in yourself. The way that you can do that, first of all, is to get on training calls, attend meetings, get yourself to opportunity meetings. We have awesome opportunity meetings online. We're getting a lot more stuff online, but don't discount attending live opportunity meetings or doing them yourself if there's not one in your own area. The first opportunity meeting I did, I had not been to anyone else's opportunity meeting. I just watched one online. I wrote down everything that was said, and I had note cards, practiced, and I did it myself. And I had maybe like 3 or 4 people show up, but I still did it. And then I just kept doing it. So opportunity meetings will help build your belief. You're going to hear testimonies from other people, from other live people. Anytime I feel like, you know, maybe I'm just, the wind's knocked down my sails, I am very purposeful about going and looking, reading other testimonials, or going on YouTube and finding testimonies, because testimonies are the fastest way to build your belief in this company. Really ask yourself, are you all in? And I really mean all in. What would it take for you to give up? so many of us give up way too easily. And I really want you to think about that. What could potentially knock you out of your business, and decide right now that you would never let that get in the way. And then when you come to that roadblock 6 months down the road, when you're frustrated and things are happening or not happening the way you want them to happen, or people are telling you no, that you've already thought of this. You've already decided 6 months prior on November 10th that you're not going to let that stop you. Do you believe in the industry of network marketing? So many of us have had, crazy experiences, or not crazy experiences necessarily, but, unpleasant experiences with network marketing. And you might be a little worried right now, like, I've done this before, or I've always sworn I would never do this, or I swore I would never do this again. So I want you to build your belief in this industry. I truly believe this is the greatest industry in the world. This is the cutting edge business model. This is going to be the number one business model in a couple of years, the way that our economy is going. If you are struggling with belief in network marketing, there are tons of really great resources online. Pick up some industry, general industry books, like Eric Worre does a lot of stuff about building belief in the industry. Do you believe in Plexus and our products? I touched on that with listening to testimonials. And do you believe in this opportunity? That one is huge, especially as you are on the verge of gold. I have tons and tons of silver ambassadors who make really good money with Plexus. You can do that with commissions. Now, guys, the biggest difference between making money selling our product and making money as a gold ambassador building your business is residual income. When you have 20 people on your team, you have 100 pay points coming in every month. They average about $3 a pay point. So $300 every month coming in from your team. And honestly and truly, you didn't do a whole lot for those points coming in every month. You worked up front to get those ambassadors, and obviously we're working to maintain them and train them and all that. But if you really think about it, it didn't take a whole lot of time in that month for all of those pay points to generate. So it's amazing at the level that you will be at gold to earn residual income. Most network marketing companies, you don't get residual income until you are like emerald or higher. And yes, in our compensation plan, we get additional residual income at the jewel levels, but the fact that you can earn it from day one by starting to build a team is huge. If you don't know our compensation plan like the back of your hand, I would encourage you guys to go into the files on our team page, print out the compensation plan, the 11 ways that we get paid, and study it every night until it makes sense to you. If you are not comfortable with it, if you don't know it like that, it's going to be a roadblock for you sharing the opportunity with people. I've watched a lot of people get really comfortable sharing the products, and they're comfortable sharing their story with people, but they are so uncomfortable sharing the business opportunity. People are scared of talking about money. And let me tell you right now, you're going to have to live with money for the rest of your life. So you might want to get comfortable with it. If you are truly striving to reach gold in this company, and you want residual income, and you want to move on and reach jewel level, emerald, sapphire, diamond, you're going to have to get comfortable with money. Money is okay. We need it every day. We might as well be comfortable with it and comfortable talking to other people about it. And that includes the opportunity in this business. Whatever you do, your team is going to follow. So you have to lead by example by committing, being all in, doing, building your belief, whatever you have to do to build your belief in this company, in these products, and the industry of network marketing. If you haven't already listened to Melissa Eichenhorst's conference called Belief, Attitude, and Commitment, it is really great. It is one of the first ones that I ever listened to as an ambassador, and it really, really set my business off in the right direction. Okay, yeah, and I don't know why I put this one on the slide, but order your business cards. That's kind of a given. That should have been on the other one. And sign up for Super Saturday. you should always make a point to attend all of our corporate sponsored events. And Super Saturday is the next one, and it will build your belief. And convention will build your belief unlike any other. I'm not sure if Trinda is on this call right now, but Trinda Birch has been with us for a little over a year now, and she loved our products. She had really great results with our products. She really did have a high belief in this company and the products and everything, the industry. But she went to convention this year in June, and it's inexplicable. Like there's no way to explain it. But when you go to convention or a major corporate sponsored event, the belief is contagious, and you walk away. But Trinda has walked away a completely changed woman, and I've just seen a drive in her unlike I've ever seen before, and I've seen it happen in lots of other people. So make sure that you always attend corporate events. All right, step 2, know your team, grow your team. So relationships are everything. I don't know if you guys saw the little video that Melissa shared I made for our big team. She shared it today. I'm going to share it on my team page probably tonight or tomorrow, but it's all about relationships. I did a quick 3 minutes on the top 5 relationships. And the title of my message was the number one thing you can focus on to build your business. It is not the compensation plan, though, like I said, it's really important to learn that. It's not learning the products and all of the ingredients and what they do. It's not learning every Big Al sentence and phrase that you can use to trick people's minds and make them buy from you. It is relationships. That is the number one thing you can do to build this business. And what I'm talking about on this slide are relationships with your current ambassadors and your leaders on your team. So you want to really invest in those relationships with the people that are currently on your team, and really get to know them and figure them out. You want to have, as soon as possible when they sign up, and if you haven't done this, you can still go back and do it now. Schedule a one-on-one meeting with that person, whether it's on the phone or Zoom, Skype, or in person if you guys are close, and take a few minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it takes, and talk to them. Find out why they've joined this business and what they want to get out of it. Because if you know what they want, then you can always circle back to that if they're starting to waver. If they've told you that their why is truly that they want to stay home with their kids, then in their hard days when they're starting to, their belief is slipping, you can pull them back to their why and tell them, but you told me that you want to stay home with so-and-so, and we'll get through this, blah, blah, blah. Know what type of training that they respond to. Some people, and this is not the majority of people, but some people need it all right now. Those are usually, if you know the color personalities, those are greens. They want information. But most people are not. They will get flooded with information and overwhelmed and like freaked out and leave. I'm not sure if my chat is coming up. So if you're chatting, okay. Oh, suggested we're even reaching out to white lines. I'll address that in a little while. Registration for Super Saturday is not available yet. Why is this in a funky spot? It should be soon. Okay, I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on the little notification. Usually it pops up in the little left corner, sorry. Okay. Most people need little bits of information over time and not a whole flood of information. The top 5 things that they really need, they need to be added to at least one team page. I try to do no more than 3 because we have so many right now. I try to add them to like one small, like whatever your smallest team page is, whatever your personal team page is. And if you're not quite gold yet, you don't have to have a team page. Don't feel like that's what makes you a leader or that's what's going to get you to gold. You can be connected with people without a personal team page, especially if you have really good upline team pages, as long as you're really active on those, sometimes that's more important than having your own team page. And that can add a level of distraction, having your own team page too early when you could just be tapping into what your upline is already providing you and focusing your energy on income producing activity and not trying to figure out what am I going to post on my team page or blah, blah, blah. So add them to a team page. I might try to do really small, like whatever the smallest one is, and then whatever, kind of medium-sized team page and a big team page. And, scrutinize the team pages. Figure out which one you think provides the most value and as far as content and the feeling of community and all that. They encourage them to start posting right away. I have a video on my YouTube channel about why you should start sharing right away, and it kind of addresses that for people, because I hear it all the time. People say, I'm going to wait until I have a story to share. And I relate it in that video. You guys can go watch it, but I relate it to watching. We all love watching a series, television series, and people like to follow a story along. They don't want to be surprised that all of a sudden you have this amazing before and after picture, but they like to watch your journey. So, and sometimes don't be scared that, you had somebody that signed up and they said, oh, I'm just going to do it for wholesale. Because that's what I told my sponsor. I told her I was not going to tell anybody about this business. And she just gently suggested when I sent her a picture of my welcome pack in a private message, I was excited that it came. I said, look what came. And all she said was, you should post that. And I did. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, why not? It didn't offend me, even though I had already told her I wouldn't tell anybody about it. So sometimes just be bold and suggest it. Again, they need to know they should be a product of the product. So give them the tools they need to take their products correctly. And then you can tag them. I used to have a informational pinned post on my Facebook group about where to find information. I probably need to pin that again. But as long as you let them know, listen, the best way to find an answer if you have a question is searching on the team page. If you can't find it, ask me. I can help you. If we can't figure it out, then we can go and post on the page, one of the Facebook groups. And then send 2 emails to get them started. What I send to a brand new ambassador is a welcome email saying, hey, I'm super excited that you've decided to join our team. This is the best decision you could make, blah, blah, blah. And then I send them a second email that's essentially the same exact email that I send all of my customers. So it explains what the products are and how to take them best. So again, you want to set them up for success with the products because everything starts with the products. Okay. Step 3, people work harder for praises than raises. So look for opportunities to build your team members' excitement and self-esteem. So that is exactly why I was suggesting, you don't necessarily have to have your own team page, but sometimes it's more important that you're just really active on your closest upline's team page or whatever team page you feel most drawn to that you think has a really good community. If you help build that excitement in that team page and then get your people jumping in and being a part of that if you're already a part of a team page that has a community started, it can be easier than trying to build that from nothing. Because when you have your own team page, you are the one that is responsible for building that excitement and trying to get people riled up and trying to get people engaged on your team page. But you can do that on your upline's team page and then make sure that you're tagging your ambassadors and making sure that they're seeing things and they're getting excited. Again, you can do shout outs on the team page. Shout outs are really great for your people. Again, people work harder for praises than raises. Alec or Tarl. There's a third party direct sales news something that they did a whole article on Plexus, and they quoted, I think it was Alec, in this article as saying most people, the last time they were applauded was when they walked across their stage at high school graduation. So you think about a 30-something-year-old or a 40-something-year-old, and if you really think about when was the last time that they were ever recognized for doing something great or given a round of applause? And our company does a really great job of doing this on a large scale with all of the promotions and, the trips and all of that stuff. But we need to be recreating that on the smallest level for all of our personal ambassadors, really encouraging them. I always try to do shout outs when they have posted their first Plexus post. I give them a shout out if when they've sponsored their first ambassador or gotten their first customer, looking for ways to really encourage them. And not only does that do good things for them and builds their self-esteem, it builds excitement within your team page, within the community, wherever you're posting that gets other people excited and encourages them. They see that other people are doing this. And so many times the turning point for people, and you never know when it's going to come, but it centers around the same thing. They see somebody else that they can relate to, and they go, oh, well, if she can do it, then I can do it. So shout outs are great for that. Gifts when they promote, don't feel like you have to go like big and crazy and expensive with gifts. Make sure that when you're picking rank advancement gifts for people that you think long term, because right now you might have 5, 10, 15 level 1 ambassadors, and you could afford to do a $25 gift when they promote. But when you have 100, is that duplicatable, and will it expand with your business? And same thing, think about that as your team grows deeper. Right now you might have two levels. If you go back to this, so you have 3 levels. You sponsored 3, they each sponsored 3, and they each sponsored 3. Well, I might, it might be comfortable financially for me to give everybody a rank advancement gift or something. But when you have 10 levels down or 7 levels down, which you will, that's not going to be reasonable for you. So make sure that you're thinking long-term and thinking big. You are going to have a large team at some point. So make sure that you're doing things that are duplicatable. Where do we go? Okay. Private messages with congratulations. What I've started doing in the last couple of months is I set a reminder in my phone. It's set on repeat on the last day of the month. And it just sends me a reminder to private message all the people that have rank advanced, because I can't afford to send them all a rank advancement gift, but I sure as heck can send them a private message. And I usually voice message, and I just tell them how excited I am for their promotion, that I'm proud of them. And it doesn't have to be around promotions, but anything that you see that they're doing well. Praising them publicly is really great too for things like rank advancements, or even doing their first post. But on your own page, your personal wall, tagging them, and that gives them validation, third-party validation to their audience. They see that, somebody else that they clearly don't know, or they might know, and that's even better, is recognizing their friend, and she's not just this one lone nut doing something, posting about Plexus, and they're sick of hearing it, or they think she's maybe a little crazy. Now all of a sudden this person has validation from you because you've posted on your Facebook wall and tagged them. Okay, look for opportunities to connect with and congratulate your team. My last little bit on this is try not to focus on or not get caught up in only praising the outcome. Because if you only do that, people get discouraged in the journey, and people can give up even though they're doing all the right things. So try to look for people that are doing the right action steps, so that they're in income producing activity, and praising the work that they're doing, not just the outcome. And that encourages, again, if you're doing it on a team page or in front of people, that encourages the rest of the group. Oh, she got a pat on the back for doing that. Maybe I should do that. It's so true. People work harder for praises than raises. Okay. Step 4, set goals and help your team set their goals. At the beginning of the month, reach out to each person on your team or each level 1 of yours to ask them what their goals are, and help them to set bigger goals. Help them to reach outside of what's comfortable. Especially in the beginning, people set really comfortable goals, something that they feel like they definitely can reach, because a lot of times people are scared of failing. So it's going to take somebody like you, a leader, to reach out to them and say, I see that you can do this. I see that you have the potential to reach further than that. Volume should always be your goal for volume, at least 500 PV. The difference between the is really, really big. When you're helping people set goals around volume and reaching, compensation, just anything about compensation in this business, think about your personal goal should be to get each person on your team their first belief check. I don't know about you guys, but I specifically remember one of the first check I got from Plexus. I think it was a business building bonus for maybe like $30, but that built so much belief in me. I literally said out loud, "Oh, they're really going to pay me real money. Like, I really have money in my account. This isn't a scam, or at least I don't think so yet. They're really paying me money." That first check, no matter how much it is a belief check. And your goal is to get your ambassadors to a belief check as fast as possible, because people don't quit when people are making money. Okay. I digress a little, but volume your goal should always be 500 PV. And your goal personally every month should be to go silver every month, over and over and over again. My goal is always at least 3 new ambassadors, and often I try to push myself beyond that, 4 or 5. But it's truly the power of 3. So if you guys are thinking long term, because you guys are going to be around for the next 5 to 10 years at minimum, and we want to be thinking that long out. If you keep sponsoring 3 people every single month, chances are about 1 out of 3 will stick with you for any given, extended period of time. One person might be with you for a couple of months and fall off. The other person might be with you a little longer and fall off. You might have one that sticks with you, through maybe 6 months to a year. But if you're doing that every single month, 3 new people, 3 new people, 3 new people, you are filling up that Ferris wheel. Some people will get off at the bottom, but you're just continuing to fill it up. And so you're always, always full. And then now this all goes back to leading by example. When your team sees you sponsoring 3 people every month, then they're encouraged to do the same. They're going to follow the leader. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. So if you expect your people to be sponsoring 3 people every month, you have to be sponsoring 3 people yourself. As a leader, you can never ask people to do what you are not already doing or have already done. Teach your team to follow up with their current customers, because happy customers equal new ambassadors. That is the cycle. It's the name of the game. You are meeting new people, befriending them, because it's all about relationships. You're sharing Plexus with them. They become they become a customer. They love their products, and we flip them to ambassadors. So that's why every month you should be sponsoring 3 new ambassadors, because hopefully the 3 new customers that you sponsored last month flip to ambassadors. You need 3 new customers this month to flip them to ambassadors next month, and so on and so forth. So your to-do on this page, write your goals and post them where you can see them every single day. For the first year of my Plexus journey, my computer was out in like kind of the middle of everything. We have a little like nook. And so I had my goals on this clipboard, and I make them really pretty, and they sat there on display. And so all day long, or every day when I would come home, I'm making dinner, I'm setting, the table, blah, blah, blah. I'm walking past my goals constantly and looking at them. There is power in that. Don't discount writing them down, first of all, and then posting them where you can see them. If that's on your bathroom mirror, where you're going to see them every morning while you brush your teeth, whatever it is. And then choose one place where you will be intentional about meeting new people. Because again, it's about filling up that Ferris wheel. You're feeding the pipe. You have to be meeting new people in order to befriend them, they become customers, flip them to ambassadors. That is the number one difference between an amateur that thinks they want to be in network marketing and a professional network marketer, is that you will never stop meeting people. Amateurs say, I can, and I apologize if you're one of them, but I can go to the list, the post where I asked for your list of 100, and the people that told me that they only had 20 and that's all they have. That's an amateur, because you will always, first of all of us know more than 100 people, period. And it doesn't matter who they are, they're going on your list. But as a professional network marketer, that you will always be meeting new people. Every day you walk past people in the grocery store, and it might not be comfortable for you to reach out to people in the grocery store, and that's fine. But that's why I'm telling you, choose one place to be intentional about meeting people. If that's joining a group doing something you love. If you have a hobby that you like, look for a group of other people that like to do that too. Then you already have a foundation for a relationship, and you can start to meet people and build those relationships, and they go right in the cycle. Okay, step 5 is reach down deep. Especially right now, you guys are, your team is compact enough that you should be in touch with everybody. Unless you have a complete rock star, and by complete, I mean like complete rock star, that is taking care of every single person in their downline, don't assume. Treat every single person on your team as your level 1 at this point. That is not duplicatable down the line. When you are working on senior gold, there will come a day where you're like, holy cow, how did this happen? There are so many people, and you'll start to have days where you're like, I don't know that person. Is she on our team? Is she on my team? Who is she under? But right now, you have the ability to reach out and be in close relationship with everybody on your team. Check and make sure that they've been added to your team page. Tag them in the pin post, or talk to them about how to find the questions to their answers to their questions. Oh gosh, I didn't edit that one. Melissa sends 6 emails, and I think that's out of control. Send them the 2 emails, the welcome email and the product information, how to take their products, if their sponsor hasn't. Now, kind of a caveat to that whole thing. If that person is like a level 2 and they're not getting that support from their sponsor, make sure that you take that opportunity. Don't just take control and decide that you're going to do that for them, but take that opportunity to talk to their sponsor, whoever their sponsor is, and say, hey, listen, I want to make sure that you are, getting your ambassadors off to the right start. I talked to so-and-so, and she needed that email. And maybe you missed it or deleted it, but I think that'd be a great thing to send. I can send that back to you again if you need it, or something like that. Take that as an opportunity to teach somebody else how to do it, because ultimately in this business, your goal should be to be able to take your hands completely off, and it runs itself. That won't happen if you don't empower people to do stuff for themselves. So don't take this as like micromanaging people, but at this point, you should be able to connect and do a really good job of building this foundation so that it can be duplicated. And make sure that you friend everybody on your team at this point. There will come a day where that's not possible, but right now you should be friends with everybody. I'm sorry, see the chat thing. Trinda, you are on. Okay. Yay, 70 is 100. I meet people everywhere. Met someone last night at the grocery store. Awesome. Handed out 3 business cards while shopping at Walmart today. Awesome. Beautiful. I love it. People are everywhere. Okay. Step 6. Promote. Our biggest job as leaders and having a team is promoting the company, promoting our upline, promoting this business is how awesome it is to our teams. Don't take for granted. Don't think that just because they're on the team page that they're actually looking at things, that they're seeing it, that they're as plugged in as you are. You have to do that job. So this really probably comes more into play when you do choose to branch off and have your own team page. If you're still on your uplines page, which again, I'm all for. Not everybody needs to be, jumping right into a team page. But if you're still on your uplines team page, then this means that you need to make sure that you're tagging your people, tag your level ones and stuff. As your team is getting close to gold, that might become like cumbersome, tagging all those people, but really be particular about making sure that people see the important information. Eric Worre talks about getting people to events that you can, he's tested out or like talked to major players in network marketing, and the math pretty much works out that you can count the people that you get from your team to attend a corporate event like a convention or Super Saturday. Count each person, and each person approximately will equal $1,000 towards your total net income for the year from that business. Events are huge, and getting people to events means that your number one job as a leader is to hype those up. You have to get people excited about them. The easiest way to promote all of these things, we have conference calls, weekly ambassador trainings, we have our Wednesday night opportunity calls, and then we have our major events like Super Saturday, convention, monthly opportunity meetings, all of that stuff. The best way to promote these things are to be building up the people that you know will be presenting before the event ever comes into play. That might be hard with like Wednesday night opportunity calls, but if you know that your upline is going to be doing regular meetings and regular trainings, you need to be telling your team how knowledgeable that person is and how awesome she is, and that she breathes belief into people, or whatever it is that's true about that person, but really play up their strengths and promote the people to your team, and then they will want to attend the event. And then again, you're leading by example. Your people will never attend an ambassador training if you're not attending it with them. Same thing for opportunity meetings. You can't just tell your people, oh, that's important, go to that. But if they never see you attend opportunity meetings, they're not going to attend. If it's not important to you, it's not going to be important to them. Contests. When we have contests on the team pages, make sure that you're tagging your teams. And company promotions. So obviously we have our November to Remember event, and that is huge. I'm going to talk to you guys about that on our very last slide, but make sure that you are promoting it to your people. And at this level, being, reaching for gold, you should be able, at least with your level ones, to be reaching out to people on a one-on-one basis. So a lot of times when my team was a lot smaller, I would, if there was a really good training video or something like that, I would personally message it to like 3 or 4 people that I think needed to hear it. Now I use my team page for that, and I try to blast everybody, but I think you guys have the opportunity to do that on an individual basis right now. Okay, step 7 is activity. This is the number one thing that you could be doing in your business, or should be doing in your business, period, ever. Like, activity is where it's at. Income producing activity. Sarah Robbins, I almost said Sarah Marble. Sarah Robbins says, activity is the cure to whatever ails you in your business. So again, it's all about what following the leader. Whatever you do is what they are going to do. So, you can't just talk and not walk. You've got to walk the walk. It's your responsibility to teach and train them. And that doesn't mean that you're responsible for their outcome. It's your responsibility to provide them with the opportunity to learn and to grow and to build this business. But I want you guys, especially right now where you're at, to really come to grips with the fact that you're going to provide people with everything that they possibly need. You're going to do everything right. You might make some mistakes along the way, but you're, for the most part, going to do everything right, and you will still have people that won't follow through, that are going to give up, that aren't going to do what they say they're going to do, but that has no reflection on you and your leadership. As long as you are doing what you said you're going to do, and you're providing people with the opportunity and the foundation to succeed, Their success or failure is all dependent on them. So don't ever blame yourself for somebody else walking away. Income producing activity. Make sure that you are posting daily, and quality totally matters. I have in the files on Steph's Plexus Gems is the 7 days to Plexus success, and then the 4-week plan. And I break down in there exactly what type of posting that you should be doing, probably about a third of your overall posts on social media should be Plexus, and the rest personal. But those Plexus posts should not just be sharing testimonies. You definitely need to share testimonies, but the more personal Plexus posts that you can share, the more powerful they will be. Because just like I was talking earlier about, people want to watch that story, that TV show, that series over a period of time. They're watching you. They were your Facebook friend to begin with. That means they were interested in seeing you in your life. So the better you can get at weaving Plexus into your everyday life and your normal posting, the better. I still share, other people's testimonies, because you never know what's going to connect with somebody. But the goal is to do a personal Plexus post every day. That means something with like your own picture. And it will take creativity to keep doing that. But the better quality you can get, the higher quality you get, the better with your Plexus post. Don't just throw something up there just because. Make sure that you are posting, but don't just, Okay. I'm starting to lose my voice. Keep growing your level ones. Again, you want those 3 new ambassadors every single month. You have to be the strongest person on your team, especially in the beginning. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Your team is going to do what you do. I don't know how many times I've said that, but I'm sure you guys are probably like tick marking it now. Whatever you do is what they're doing. Straight at the wine place. Woohoo! That's awesome. Somebody's unmuted. Can you mute yourself? Hold on. Let me mute all. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, attach yourself or link arms with your 3 strongest people, and teach them to do the same thing that you're doing, continuing to go silver over and over again. I want to warn you that the first 3 people that join your business are probably, just statistically speaking, not going to be your rock stars. Some people get lucky, and maybe one of those will be somebody that sticks around for a long time and is one of these 3 that you can link arms with. But your goal is to find 3 strong legs, 3 really strong people that are all in just like you, that want it like you do, that are willing to work for it like you do, and you link arms with those people. You don't let them go. You encourage them. You build relationships with them, and you guys do this together. Again, that's probably not going to be your first 3 people, which is why you've got to keep going through the motions. You get 3 new ambassadors every single month. Now, activity, and I didn't get to add this in here. We are, with this whole November to Remember, we were talking about making your list of 100 and reaching out to them this week, actually. That came specifically from this whole November to Remember thing. That is still an incredibly effective thing to do with new ambassadors, getting them started strong. Start them with their list of 100, and then you work with them. If that means that you're helping them write out messages or giving them lines, telling them what to say, or doing 3-way calls with them, or doing, coffee meetups with them if you're in the area. Teach them to do their list of 100, and don't prejudge anyone, whether they're going onto your list or ambassadors that are coming into your team. You have to get really good at seeing people's potential and treating them like that. I know realistically not everyone is going to be a diamond ambassador, but I can see their potential. Every single person has the potential to be a diamond ambassador, and it's the people, the ones that you never expected will surprise you the most, that come out of the gate or at some point just make a major turning point and blow this business up like crazy. So do not prejudge people, whether they're joining your business or before when you're prospecting. Okay, contests. We do lots of contests on our team pages. Here's my opinion on contests. Contests can motivate people, but you will never be able to motivate the unmotivated. And so contests typically end up rewarding people that are at least willing to do the work in the first place. You might help push someone along a little bit, but for the most part, I think of it more as a reward than an incentive. Again, people work harder for praises than raises. You should be focused more on encouraging people and uplifting them than what your contest is going to be for this month. Now, do not feel like you have to do a contest every single month. I think somewhere along the line in my journey, it was like, all of a sudden, in the beginning, it was like, oh, there was a contest every maybe couple of months. And then all of a sudden, it turned into like, oh, what's our contest this month? And I have to have another one and another one. Do not feel like you have to be doing contests every single month. I think if you do contests every month, sometimes it just, it devalues it. It makes it less exciting for people. And again, you're really rewarding the people that are going to work anyway, rather than incentivizing people that are not motivated in the first place. So along the same lines, a lot of times our uplines are doing bigger contests. And yes, people have like less of a chance because there's more people, in the pool. But sometimes for you, maybe financially, first of all, but also like effort wise, it might be more wise for you to promote the crap out of your uplines contest than to run one yourself. Because also sometimes, when you have so many things going on, you think about your level one who's got your contest and then she was tagged in so-and-so's contest and then there's this other contest and they're like, I don't know, I don't even know what's going on. So many times I get people that win and they're like, oh, I didn't even know I was like entered in this. I'm like, that's awesome. that was super effective. Effective contests at the level that you're at, if you're reaching for gold, because your team is smaller, you can do really personal contests. And I probably wouldn't even necessarily post these on a team page, but you can reach out to people on an individual basis. And I like to use contests very strategically. I would never just do a contest just to do it. So what you need to look at, if you're close to gold or if you're still building to gold, if you're still in the really building stage, say you've got like 5 people on your team, it's probably not time to do a contest for you. If you, this month, like let's say you're at 15 people on your team this month, this might be a good month for you to do some sort of contest or incentive to encourage people on your team to sponsor ambassadors, because you know that you need at least 5 more people and you probably want a little cushion room. So let's say you want your team to sponsor a total of 6 or 7 more people this month. So then you use that and you can do it on an individual basis. Say, hey, listen, or put them all in a group message or something and say, I am going to, for the first 5 people that sponsor ambassadors this month, you're going to be put into a drawing. Or if you have the means, you can say you're going to offer, a special gift for each person only for the first 5 people that sponsor ambassadors. That is a strategic way to get yourself to gold. So really start at your goal and then work backwards for contests. If, let's say, last month, October, let's say you ended last month with 20 people, or let's say you ended with like 25 people, but you have several people with AQs off, or maybe several people that are only ordering like $80 in volume, or something like that. Or you ended October with like 18 people. You've already got 2 new people on your team, so they're new ambassadors, and you could go gold if those 2 new ambassadors hit 100 PV. If your promotion is dependent on a certain number of people you already have hitting that 100 PV, then use that for your contest. Incentivize them to hit 100 PV. So your contest would be, for everybody who hits 100 PV by the 15th, or just in general, if you're pushing it at the last minute, for everybody that hits 100 PV, you'll be in this raffle. Now, here's a little secret. And I know we're hitting we're an hour. Yay, I'm not even over, and we're almost done. Here's my little secret. So I have always promoted on the last day of the month in the 11th hour. It's ridiculous. It's adrenaline rush and it's fun, but for once I would like a calm end of the month. However, if you get to the last couple days of the month and you have enough people to promote to gold, let's say you have 20 people, but 3 of those people are new, or like I was saying, 3 of those people, have 80 PV. You don't have to offer that contest to your entire team. You go on an individual basis and say, listen, I'm offering a special incentive just for new ambassadors, or just for you. You don't have to tell everybody who's already hit 100 PV. And for everybody, or, for anybody who hits 100 PV by tomorrow, you're getting a $5 Starbucks gift card, or whatever you want to do. You don't always have to open it up to everybody, and it is not bad to incentivize specific people that you need to get you to gold. And a lot of times, if you've built relationships with people, if you've done that groundwork with people, sometimes just telling them, hey, listen, I'm really close to hitting gold, and if you would just order $20 more, that would put me there, whatever. A lot of times people will be like, okay, I can order a bottle of X Factor for that, just to help you out. Okay, and contests can get you to gold. I should have put can. Okay. Last little bit, I want to talk to you guys about November to Remember. So we have this insane promotion this month. And depending on where you're at, or really no matter where you're at, use this promotion this month to set yourself up for gold. If you are close and you can use it to push yourself this month, do it. If you are at 5 people on your team and you know you need 15, all right, so you need to push yourself to reach the 8 and 8 new customers, 8 new ambassadors. And then you should be reaching out to, there's probably at least 1 or 2 in that group of 5 that wants to work the business, and make sure that you are explaining to them what this November to Remember contest is. Don't assume that everybody gets emails and everybody's watching the team page. Reach out to them. Make sure they know what this November to Remember promotion is, that they have the opportunity to earn $1,000. You can share a Melissa Eichenhorst strategy session with them, the link to watch it, and help them set their goals, because it will help you set up for gold. Use this month for crazy growth. November always ends up being insane. I'm not sure if we will have a Black Friday deal, but every other year we have had a really great Black Friday deal, and people go crazy on Black Friday. Even people who are not going out shopping, it's like a mentality. It's literally a psychological deal where people are just ready to spend money on Black Friday. And Plexus in the past has done a deal on Black Friday, and you guys will be blown away at the end of this month, the growth in your teams. So I want you guys to be reaching out to people now. You have your list of 100. You're reaching out to all 100 of them in the next week. And even if they tell you no now, or they're not ready right now, you never know at the end of this month if there's another Black Friday deal that can be insane growth. Regardless, if you're doing all this income producing activity, reaching out to people to share Plexus, and you're building this month, not only are you getting extra incentivized with November to Remember and earning extra money, but if you can grow your team this month to reach that 20 people, then next month you're going to be ready to go. You'll be gold when they all hit their 100 PV. So again, you set yourself up by helping other people, and promote this promotion like crazy. Make sure people know about it, and make sure that you've written down your goals. You have it out in front of you. I love check boxes. So your goal is 8 customers, 8 ambassadors. Write do your boxes and check them off as you go. All right. For the most part, that is my training for tonight. Again, I just want you guys to really walk away with a belief that you can do this. I know that you guys can. You would not be on this training if you were not already doing what you need to do to get to gold. There is no huge secret to getting to gold. You just keep going silver. And we all know that you can go silver. So based on what you've already done in the past, I know that you have the ability to go gold. You just have to keep going. So many times in life and in network marketing, it's just the people that stick around the longest doing the right thing that get to the top. There is no way that you can't succeed if you never quit. Quitters never fail and fail. I messed up my favorite quote. You can never fail if you don't quit, right? I'm totally blanking, and that's one of my favorite quotes. Anyway, all right. I hope you guys had a fun evening with me. I'm glad that you spent the last hour in this late night. I know some of you guys are in different time zones, so I appreciate the time that you've spent with me. And I hope that you got all of your little to-do lists written down. So you're writing down your goals. You guys have your list of 100. You're reaching out to people. You're reaching out, making sure they have their auto qualifications turned on. Listen to Belief, Attitude, Commitment. I'll probably post that if you don't know where to find it. You are choosing one place that you are going to be intentional about meeting new people. You're looking for opportunities to connect with your team and congratulate them. And I think that's all of your to-dos. And you're promoting November to Remember like crazy. So I'm going to stop the recording and kind of open it up for questions.